This is an introduction to Team Yankee. I'm Phil Yates, the game designer, and I'm going to show you how the game works. In Team Yankee, each unit has a card to tell you how it works. A typical unit card would be like this T72 card here. It's got its name here, its special rules, its courage and skill ratings, its hit number and its armor, and its movement ratings and its weapons here. On the back, the information you need to build your force, the points values for different numbers of the tanks, options, and a summary of the special rules. We also have formation cards which tell you how to put unit cards together. On the front they're the same as a unit card, although the ratings are improved because this is the commander. On the back it's got the command HQ's points values, and it's got the list of what you can take in the formation. These units are the actual parts of the formation. You can have more than one formation in your force. This is a force card, tells you what you can have in your force. So you can have, in this case, in a Red Banner Tank Division force, you can have up to 3 tank battalions and up to 3 BMP motor rifle battalions. And then in support, you can have artillery, aircraft, reconnaissance and so forth. These support are not part of your formations, but they still fight on the table. I'm going to show you how to move tanks. So on the card there's the movement rates along here. There's tactical movement, terrain dash, cross-country dash, road dash, and its cross number. Tactical is the speed at which the tank can move while still shooting. For an M1 Abrams it's 14 inches or 35 centimetres, so that's fairly straightforward. It can move 14 inches or 35 centimetres and still shoot. Next rating is its terrain dash. When it's dashing, it's moving faster, but it cannot shoot while it's doing so. So, the terrain dash is 18 inches or 45 centimetres. You cannot dash within 20 centimetres of the enemy, but these tanks could, if they were trying to outflank the enemy, dash through the terrain all the way to here. On the other hand, if they avoided the terrain, they could dash faster using their cross-country dash, which is 28 inches or 70 centimetres. Could get all the way over here. Now, the third option for a dash is a road dash. Now, for a tank like the M1 that's not much faster, but something like a wheeled vehicle it'd be much faster. It can move 32 inches or 80 centimetres. The problem is it has, of course, is it would end up becoming far too close to the tanks and wouldn't be able to get through the intersection. So the road dash isn't going to be much use to it at the moment. Now, if we move at tactical speed or terrain dash through terrain, such as this wood here, we're going to have to take a cross check because it's difficult terrain. To make a cross check, we roll a die and we need to get its cross number or better. For the M1 Abrams, that's a 2+. So if I rolled a dice and rolled a 1, it would get stuck and stop here. Otherwise, it goes straight through the terrain to where it wants to go. That is the basics of movement. As well as moving normally, a tank can use movement orders. These allow it to do clever things. The first movement order is a blitz move. That allows the tank to move 4 inches or 10 centimetres before the actual movement. It takes a skill test. For the M1 Abrams, that's a 4+. If we rolled a 3, then the tanks would have moved, even if they didn't move, and suffer a +1 penalty to hit. On the other hand, had we rolled a 6, then the tanks can move an extra 4 inches or 10 centimetres without counting as having moved. They can still move now, their normal movement if they want, or they can sit there and fire as if they hadn't moved. Very useful at certain times. That's done for the whole unit. Another alternative is the follow me move. This one's based on courage, so it's very useful for the Soviets. And at the end of their movement, the leader then goes, follow me, moves an extra 10 centimetres. On passing a courage test, which for these guys is 3+, anyone within 6 inches gets to follow along as well, another 4 centimetres. So as you can see in a column it's not so useful, but if you're coming forward it gets you an extra 4 inches at the end of your movement. The cost is you can't shoot, but it's very useful for dashing behind cover or something. Then there's the crosshair order. If you're really worried about getting stuck in terrain, then what you can do is the leader goes through and says crosshair. If everybody follows the leader, they improve their cross number by 1. So with an M1 Abrams with a cross number of 2+, that becomes automatic. The penalty is, of course, they can't shoot. So, if they said crosshair, they could race through here and nobody has any chance of getting stuck. Another useful order is the shoot and scoot order. Shoot and scoot can be useful if you're, for instance, at the edge of a woods like this shooting. If you didn't move in the movement step, you can take a skill test to do a shoot and scoot. We'll roll a 3, the Abrams have got a skill of 4, so that would mean nothing happened. But again, had we rolled a 5, they could now, having shot without moving, duck back 4 inches or 10 centimetres and pull back out of sight of the enemy. And that can be very useful. You shoot and then scoot out of sight and they can't shoot you back. The trick is, of course, you have to not move first. You can also use movement orders to dig in and clear minefields.